Hey guys, been wanting to do an update video to my Brushy Mountain Bee Farm closing video and just been waiting to find some good information, and I think I finally have. The following is an article that I'm going to read from it's a newspaper called the Journal Patriot. It's a local newspaper in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, which is where the Brushy Mountain offices were. And this is what the article says. The Wilkes County-based Brushy Mountain Bee Farm, one of the largest beekeeping equipment suppliers in the nation, has been closed and its employees laid off due to insolvency. Brushy Mountain also has been placed in receivership, a court-ordered action taken when a business is unable to pay its debts and/or suspends ordinary business due to lack of funds. Clayton, Missouri-based Enterprise Bank and Trust filed a motion in Wilkes Superior Court on November 16th seeking the appointment of attorney James C. Lanick of High Point as receiver for Brushy Mountain Bee Farm. On November 26, Judge Angela Puckett signed an order in Wilkes Superior Court granting the motion. The order said Brushy Mountain is insolvent because its assets are far less than over $4.3 million it owes Enterprise in 4 loans. Brushy Mountain borrowed $6.9 million in the loans from Enterprise in 2014 and made its scheduled payments until it defaulted this past September 30th by missing a payment, stated a complaint filed by Enterprise with the motion for a receiver on November 16th. Enterprise sent Brushy Mountain a letter on November 1st saying failure to make the delinquent loan payment within 5 more days would result in an event of default. This predefined circumstance allows a bank to demand or accelerate full repayment of an outstanding loan balance before it's due. The complaint said the delinquent loan payment wasn't made within 5 days, and Enterprise sent Brushy Mountain an acceleration letter on November 9th saying the full unpaid loan balance was due. The November 26 order said Brushy Mountain defaulted on an unpaid balance of more than $4.3 million owed to Enterprise, with interest still accruing. It said that as secured creditor, Enterprise is entitled to sell Brushy Mountain's assets since they were used as collateral for the loans made in 2014. Those assets include a 30,000 square foot manufacturing and warehouse facility with wood and metalworking equipment for producing beekeeping equipment on Industrial Park Road in Wilkesboro. This property has an appraised county tax value of $643,100. Brushy Mountain's assets also include inventory and equipment in leased retail and warehouse facilities in Wilsonville, Oregon, and New Columbia, Pennsylvania, as well as inventory and other equipment in Wilkes County. The assets don't include several buildings on 17 acres off Bethany Church Road in the Brushy Mountain community that house the company's business offices, local retail store, sewing operations for producing beekeeping clothing, and certain other functions. This real property belongs to and was leased from Steve and Sandy Forrest, founders and former owners of Brushy Mountain Bee Farm. Brushy Mountain employed about 100 people, with the majority in Wilkes, when it started cutting jobs and closing operations over a month ago. The company employed well over 100 people a little over a year ago. The retail store off Bethany Church Road was the last portion to close. Steve and Sandy Forrest began Brushy Mountain Bee Farm in the basement of their home in the Brushy Mountain community in 1977, a few years after moving there. Previously, both were teachers in Airedale County, that's also in North Carolina. They hired their first full-time employee in 1981. Shane Gebauer, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, joined Brushy Mountain as general manager in August of 2007 under an agreement that called for him to receive additional ownership of the company each year. Gebauer grew up on a dairy farm in northern New Jersey and met the Forests while working for another major beekeeping equipment company. Fueled by the increasing popularity of beekeeping, Brushy Mountain continued growing and opened a 12,000 square foot distribution center in Pennsylvania in 2009. It was selected by Business North Carolina magazine as the Small Business of the Year that same year. The company worked with the North Carolina State University Industrial Extension Service and the North Carolina Small Business and Technology Development Center at Appalachian State University to become more efficient and improve sales. The manufacturing facility on Industrial Park Drive opened in 2013 with the aid of a small business entrepreneurial assistance grant of $250,000 from the North Carolina Department of Commerce and a North Carolina Rural Economic Development Center building reuse and restoration grant of $150,000. Also in 2013, the Forrest and Gebauer were named North Carolina Small Business People of the Year. Steve Forrest was CEO, Sandy Forrest was Secretary-Treasurer, and Gebauer, or Shane, I'll just call him from now on, was Chief Operating Officer at that point. In September 2014, the Forrest officially retired and Shane became president of Brushy Mountain. Shane also is near the end of a year as Wilkes Chamber of Commerce Board Chairman. Also in September 2014, the Forrests sold their majority interest in Brushy Mountain to Willamette, Illinois-based Hadley Capital, or actually to Delaware-based BMBF Holdings, Inc., a holding company formed by Hadley. According to its website, Hadley is a small business private equity firm that invests in or acquires companies with $5 million to $30 million in annual revenue. Shane owned 30% of Brushy Mountain when the Forrests sold to Hadley. Hadley's website stated that Shane wanted to buy the business and needed a partner to help him finance the purchase. Hadley Capital provided the needed capital to purchase the building, and the partnership helped the firm expand to the West Coast by acquiring Rural Bee Supply. Hadley Capital also provided financing to purchase equipment to help the company scale up its production. Wilsonville, Oregon-based Rural Bee Supply became a division of Brushy Mountain when it was acquired by Hadley. No assets of Brushy Mountain can be sold or conveyed without Lanix, the attorney assigned as the person to take over the things, without Lanix written consent or a court order according to the order designating him the receiver. The order details Lanix obligations with the assets and said he will be paid $325 per hour plus reimbursement for out-of-pocket expenses. It said his pay will come from the assets. The order said Brushy Mountain and BMBF Holdings, Inc., also a defendant, were notified of Enterprise's plans to have a receiver appointed. It said all other parties who may assert an interest in the assets were notified. Language in court papers indicates that Enterprise has a priority above other creditors of Brushy Mountain, and the attorney couldn't be reached for comment at press time when this article was written. So there you go. That seems to be the most accurate thing that I could find anywhere on the internet about why Brushy Mountain closed. Apparently they, as some of you had commented in my original video, it seems like they probably had bit off more than they could chew. And for some reason, it went on for 4 years. It seems they made their payments, but then it appears that they just weren't able to make their payments and basically were foreclosed on by the bank that held their loan, is what it sounds like. All right, there you guys go. That's what happened to Brushy Mountain. Thanks for watching. Please comment below or ask any questions below. Hit that thumbs up and share this video if you would. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing that down in the bottom right hand corner where the red subscribe is, and then hit the bell to get any further videos that I put out. All right guys, once again, thanks for watching. God bless.